Close eye on the UAW strike now on its 15th day of striking, and more plants could join at any moment. We're joined now by UAW Local 1005 President Dan Schwartz. And Dan, so far, your plant, you've been in charge there at Parma, continuing business as usual. Are the workers there prepared to strike?
Absolutely. We've been ready since September 14th when the contract expired. So every day we're dug in a little deeper, and we're ready to go whenever we need to.
And what about this concern about, living off of $500 a week strike pay? For a lot of people, that gets to be a little challenging.
Absolutely. Our members knew going in that this could be a long strike, similar to what we did 4 years ago for 40 days and with quite a bit less. So they prepared themselves. They know what we were up against, and they're ready to go out and fight the fight.
What are you hearing about the negotiations? Obviously, later today, UAW President Shawn Fain expected to make an announcement of maybe more walkouts. And as these negotiations kind of go on, what are you hearing, and how are you feeling about getting an agreement anytime soon?
The feedback from what I'm hearing from Detroit has been a little bit. Nothing that looks promising, actually. We're just continuing to wait and hear and see what we have to do. 10 o'clock tomorrow, 10 o'clock this morning, President Fain is going to go ahead and reach out and let us know if there's other plants that have to take action. And if we get called upon, we'll do what we have to do.
And how are you still feeling about this stand-up strike method where, we're going to kind of see these rolling out? Now it seems like every Friday. Last Friday we saw, a round. This Friday we're expecting a round. How are members feeling just about this strategy, which is really unprecedented? We've never seen anything like this before.
Our members are dug in. They understand the strategy. We want to go ahead and let the companies know that we're united for a strong contract, and we're willing to stand up for a fair record contract if need be. It's what he's chosen to do, and we support our international president fully.
All right, Dan, nice to see you as always. Thanks for that continuing insight. And of course, we'll check back in with you as this story continues to develop and we follow through. Dan, thanks.
Thank you very much.
As the UAW strike rolls on, the financial fallout will soon be impacting the bottom line of small businesses here in Northeast Ohio. I visited one of them, which makes millions of metal parts for many of the popular brands on the road right now. In the shadows of Interstate 77 near Slavic Village,
we're going to try to make the best of a bad situation.
Sits Stripmatic, a significant cog in the auto production wheel.
We use metal stamping equipment to fabricate automotive parts that typically go into automotive suspensions or chassis and frames for pickups and SUVs.
Cleveland workers delivering key components for Detroit's Big Three.
For a small company, we're in every GM pickup and SUV, we're in every Jeep pickup and SUV, and Ford heavy-duty trucks.
In the short term, UAW workers walking off the assembly line won't negatively impact the cash flow here.
I actually was surprised by how strong the UAW leader came out.
But if the strike lingers beyond 60 to 90 days,
it's going to hurt our profitability and our employees.
The last UAW strike in 2019 involving General Motors, which lasted 40 days, took a toll here.
It did impact our bottom line, and it impacted our employees' bonuses at the end of the year that they got less than had they been able to settle quicker.
Adler is fairly confident he can keep his 40 employees on the job through the strike. With less demand for auto parts and his team freed up a bit, they can tackle other outstanding tasks.
And now we might be able to get those accomplished.
I spoke with David Klotz, president of the national organization Precision Metal Forming Association, based in Independence, about the UAW strike.
60% of our membership supplied to the auto industry.
Klotz tells me staffing is top of mind for many of their 920 member companies.
And so that's our probably biggest fear of our members is if I have to lay off any of our workforce, if I get them back. The chances of getting everyone back is very slim, and it's so hard to find people now.
With Cleveland home to a number of family-owned businesses like his that are key in the automotive supply chain, Adler is preparing for the worst, but remains optimistic.
Again, our hope is that both party. He's got this agreement going, and we're able to get back to making American automotive parts.
Well, we know the UAW strike is sending shockwaves through communities here and all across the country. While some members of the Precision Metal Forming Association are preparing for layoffs, others have already started handing out pink slips. You guys clearly are a national organization based here in Northeast Ohio. What part of the country, if any, are you guys seeing a greater impact?
Mainly in the Midwest, obviously. Our members that are in Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Wisconsin, kind of the Midwest are where it's being affected the most right now.
Klotz tells me that many of their 920 member companies are growing more concerned that this could be a very, very long road. Driving that fear is how the strike was rolled out initially, with all three automakers in the crosshairs, and how it is evolving each week.